So these two books will give you more details. My time is ended, so I will not venture much into that, but you will find wonderful experiences. Sri Ramakrishna had hundreds of experiences. Most of the time he was in the borderline between the infinite and the finite. He is constantly with the infinite. With great difficulty he had to bring his mind from the infinite plane. For us, very difficult to get to Samadhi state. For him, very difficult to come back from Samadhi state to the normal state so that he can make others known. That's a wonderful thing. And we are talking about unity of existence and universal brotherhood. Not only with all human beings. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting by the side of the Ganges. Two boatmen were quarreling in the Ganges. There was a boat and two boatmen were quarreling. And one boatman just slept, another boatman on the back. And suddenly Sri Ramakrishna cried, oh, he felt the pain here in his back. And his attendant came, Ridena. He said, Mama, what has happened? Maternal uncle, what has happened? But Sri Ramakrishna was in a trance. Then he saw the back is red, so he thought somebody has beaten Sri Ramakrishna. Let me know who has beaten you, and I am going to just give punishment. But Sri Ramakrishna is not able to. After a few minutes, when he came to the ordinary plane of existence, then he asked, who has beaten you? Nobody beat me. Nobody beaten me. That boatman slapped that boatman. And the injury was here on the back. Now the modern psychologists are flabbergasted. They are surprised how this can happen. But this is what exactly happened. But now the modern psychology is coming to an end. Yes. This feeling of oneness that he felt, that I am one with the whole universe. When your mind is at that level, and all the incidents, they give their reaction to you. This is a very well documented life. I'll request all of you to read the life of Sri Ramakrishna by Christopher Isrout or Roma Rolla or Max Muller. So many lives are there. And the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The diary based on the conversations, day-to-day conversations, written in the diary of Mahendranath Gupta, the end has been written and now published in the form of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. I express my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Somaiya and Somaiya Institute and Bombay University for giving the opportunity of meeting you all and sharing my thoughts. Thank you very much.
We hope that your thoughts of peace and spirituality will contribute to resolve the turmoil spread on the micro and the macro level. Now we are eager to listen to the thoughts of our respected Kulaguru, the head of our academic family. So I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vijay Khole, to address the assembly.
Respected Swami Nikhileshwar Nandaji, Dr. Shantilal Somaiya, Chairman Somaiya Trust, who is also guest of honor on this occasion, Principal Venkatamani, Dr. Kala Acharya, Professor Uma Vaidya, Dr. Gauri Mavlikar, respected Mrs. Somaiya, respected sisters of Dr. Somaiya, his daughter, other members of Somaiya family, distinguished invitees, scholars, philosophers, members of our authorities, professors and heads of other departments of the university, teachers and dear students. We have congratulated Dr. Somaiya for his outstanding contribution in the field, and therefore it's my duty to say a few words about this outstanding person with whom we have been associated now for quite some time. I really do not have to search for any mystics. I see a mystic in Dr. Somaiya himself. I meet him, I talk to him, I discuss several developmental issues with him. Most of them are in the areas of higher education. He's a person of tremendous capacity, person who has contributed so much in various other areas, but I would specifically mention all those areas that fall in the realm of higher education. person who has built Somaya Vidyavihar with tremendous energy, has expanded, and the range of expansion has been really huge. I many a times wonder that here we find it difficult to man one university. He has been managing several universities in Somaya Vidyavihar complex. I had a chance to accompany him in a delegation which went to China in connection with establishing a linkage with a Chinese university, and we had a lot of time, and so we talked on various subjects, various issues. I saw a keen desire in him to establish harmony not only in the Indian subcontinent but in the world. The person who is truly secular in nature, who believes in secular character of India, person who really has faith in different religions, who believes in harmony in religions. He also told me once that he has a plan to establish an institute which would devote itself to dialogue between different religions, an institute which will study interreligious beliefs, faiths. And he also told me the name of a person, a Muslim friend of his, whom he thought would be asked to head this particular institution. His insistence on religious faiths, interreligion, religious dialogue reminds me of Sufism. I find him a Sufi, an ism which also believes in different religions coming together and believing in oneness of the universe. Dr. Somaya has great faith in the eastern part of the world. He believes it's only the East which can direct and guide the entire world. All his efforts are towards projecting the culture, the history, interreligious mixture that the East has demonstrated on all the occasions. I'm sure one day educationists will understand what he stands for and what he is striving for. I also hope the entire Somaya Vidyavihar complex also will support him in all his efforts towards bringing about a harmony or harmonious culture which is so necessary today when one sees trauma and terror all around us. I wish Dr. Somaya a very happy and healthy life after 80. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you all and to open the proceedings of today's International Interfaith Dialogue Seminar on Mystics in World Religions, which has been jointly organized by Somaya Vidyavihar and Department of Sanskrit of University of Mumbai. I also greet all the leaders in this particular area who are here from India and also those who have taken great pains to come from abroad and participate in the discussion. Most of us look at the mystics with admiration and wonder. However, we all know that all these mystics have been human beings like us in flesh and blood. However, they have experienced visions, ecstasies, and also revelations. In their life, and they also have undergone tremendous sufferings and trials. In the mystical jargon, we term it as dark night of the soul. From time to time, critical voices are heard explaining the existence of mystics by their mystical experiences. Unfortunately, some of the biographies, and probably many of you must have read all of them, mystics are written with good intention but with little historical research, have contributed to the criticism of depicting the lives of some of these mystics in a way that is closer to a legendary account than to a rigorous historical biography. I hope this particular conference would look at mysticism in a realistic manner and try and unfold some of these confusions that have prevailed around the mystics now for quite some time. These mystics who have been great philosophers of all ages have always asked 2 or 3 questions which have struck us, that is, ordinary human beings all the time. Where do I come from, or where am I going to? But these mystics have, to a great extent, succeeded in answering some of these questions in their lifetime, and their experiences and their writings vouch for this. They were also the people who spend their lives with the conviction that God alone is the end of human beings, and that in the possession of God alone we can reach the satisfaction of our aspirations. A mystic also has social concerns. He is worried about humanity around him. He is worried about their problems, their difficulties, their trauma. They also have worked towards improvement of these people who have suffered for quite some time. They also have shared their grief and their sorrows. Many a times these mystics have remained ununderstood by the society. And the famous allegory of the cave, which was narrated by Plato in his dialogue, The Republic, is repeated in the life of mystics from the past and even today. As in the Platonic allegory, the mystic is the prisoner who manages to come out of a cave, sees a different world than what was painted on the walls of the caves. When he goes back and explains his experiences which he has seen outside the cave to his fellow men who still live in the caves, he understands that they are not in a position to understand his revelation of the world outside the cave. That has been the story of each and every mystic which we know of. Scholars, philosophers and scientists also have focused on some other aspects of mystical experiences, their nature in different religions, and they also have described several mystical traditions. They also have explained to what extent mystical experiences are conditioned by mystics' language and culture, and whether mystical experiences ever furnish evidence for the truth of the contents that mystics have described. It's undeniable that mysticism and mystics pose in front of us several questions. I am a man of science, and therefore looking at the history of sciences, we easily recognize how almost all scientific disciplines have discussed the understanding and the existence of the world, life and humankind. From the beginning of modern age, and after the methodological foundation of the natural sciences was established, study of nature has become a field of critical reflection, critical investigation on several issues, including the question of God and the debate for his affirmation or negation. Natural sciences have always remained a field where the debate arose, debate continued, where rationalism as well as positivism and negativism both existed for quite some time. Even in the 20th century, scientific circles continue to host important philosophical debates on this particular important question, and many of these debates were answered to a certain extent by the scientific community. The idea that the world of science should be the chief field proving or denying the existence of God, or the best terrain where belief and unbelief should confront themselves, could be a narrow and a limited vision. The pondering of many scientists and others with reference to these contexts help evaluate and understand the phenomenon called as mystic. I would like to end these few words with a quotation from Bhagavad Gita, where we find Lord Krishna explaining to Arjuna the importance of love within mystical experience. That deep love somehow is the final explanation to all genuine mystical experiences. I'm sure all of you who would deliberate mystics and mystical experiences will probably come to the same conclusion. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the inaugural session. So we have with us Dr. Gauri Bahulikar to propose a vote of thanks.
It's my proud privilege to be here to propose vote of thanks. At the very outset, let us thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Vijay Khole for inaugurating this August gathering and this second day's proceedings of this International Interfaith Dialogue Seminar. In spite of his busy schedule, he spared some time and also his thoughts both on the mystics of the past and the mystic of the present era. Thank you, sir. We are also thankful to His Holiness Nikhileshwaranandaji, our guest of honor today. He rightly said that physics and metaphysics have to merge for a betterment of this globe. This has been revealed to us from the books like Tao of Physics and others, and even the first makers of hydrogen bomb, Niels Bohr, what he experienced is, at the explosion of the bomb, he said, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Yadibha Sadrishi Sasya. So that explosion also reminded him of a verse from Bhagavad Gita. So it's but natural that physics and metaphysics have to come together. And the importance of meditation, which he has underlined, is the message from him. I feel it's the right person for the right occasion. Thank you, sir. Dr. Jyotirnalji Somaiya was our Satkara Murti. He was our special guest, we can say, and we are thankful to him for receiving our humble felicitations. He said, he is so humble, he said that his late father, Padma Bhushan K.J. Somaiya, he started all this, he laid the foundation, we quite all know of it. But then Shantilalji carried it out further and added glory to the entire empire. And now we feel that the baton is in the safe hands of Shri Samir Bhai Somaiya, and we are sure that the movement will be globalized by this Harvard-educated manager. We are thankful to Professor Venkatramani, the registrar of our university. We all know how these administrators are so busy handing out 65 and more departments of this large and very ancient university, but we are thankful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time here. We are thankful to Dr. Kala Acharya, Dr. Lalita Namjoshi and the entire staff of KJ Somaiya Bharatiya Sanskriti Peetham, who gave us an opportunity to be a part of this international interfaith dialogue seminar on mystics in world religions. We are really very happy to welcome all the delegates, national as well as international, on this beautiful campus of our Mumbai University. We are thankful for all those delegates who made it a point to attend this function. We are grateful to all the members of Somaiya Parivar, Srimati Maya Benji, Lila Benji, Amrita Ben, the daughter-in-law, Harinakshi Ben, the daughter, and other members of Somaiya Parivar who are present here on our request. We are thankful to GAD department of our university for making this hall available and making all the infrastructural arrangements, including the lights and the university song which was played at the proper time by Mr. Chavan and his assistant. So we are thankful to you for your timely help. We always bank upon Vastu Shobha, the decorators, who have decorated this hall in a beautiful manner. Besides that decoration and the pandal erected by Vastu Shobha outside, our students have given an aesthetic look with their rangolis and floral decorations on the steps to welcome all our dignitaries. Our students Meera, Harshada, Smriti, Preeti, Vandana, Prachi and Rahul, they all deserve a special thanks from us. I heard that our office staff Bunny also tried his hand in the decorations. So we are thankful to all the members of our office staff. Our special thanks are due to Shri Suresh Dalal, the artist, who has prepared the citation for Dr. Shantilalji within 2 days and fulfilling all our requirements. Normally they stand at the last and the dignitaries and the invitees are thanked first, but I am placing them at the last because I want all of us to carry and the memories should linger in our minds. Now all these dignitaries, our special invitees, they include Dr. Dange, Dr. Shankar Narayan, Dr. Parinita Deshpande, Dr. Shubhada Joshi, Minal Katarlikar, Dr. Lakshmi, Dr. Anna Kuti, Dr. Rajhans, Dr. Joglekar, Dr. Karvandikar, and so many others, Dr. Vakankar, and so many others. I specifically place Dr. Sandhya Parvate and Swati Belsare at the end because they belong to our departments. So all these many invitees, we are really very thankful to you. Without your cooperation and without your assistance, none of our program becomes ever successful. We would like all of you to cherish the memories of this event, at least for some time, at least till the delicious food outside which is awaiting you takes your possession. But then before enjoying that food, I would ask all of you to rise for the national anthem. Just a small announcement. After the high tea, we break for the high tea. will be gathering for the proceedings of the seminar in Ranade Bhavan, 3rd floor in the Economics Seminar Hall. In case of any difficulty, you can bank upon our volunteers who are bearing such like